Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the Starcraft 2 Ownage Shack. I know it's been so long since I last had a little cast for you, and the reason is actually because I became very sick and my voice is finally back to, well, I'd say about 80% normal, so it should be tolerable for you to hear. If I have to have a coughing fit in the middle of this, please do forgive me. I neither have the patience nor the skill to edit these kinds of things out. So anyways, it's going to be a Terran versus Zerg here on the map Xel'Naga Caverns. We're going to have Nam. I'm just going to call him Nam here because I honestly don't know how he wants me to pronounce the rest of his name. He's from the One Clan, and his opponent is going to be the Pink Zerg EGMachine from the well-known EG clan. Other clan members include Idra, also pronounced Idra, as well as EG in Control, EG de Muslim. Some very sick players, a crazy clan, and really, wow, it's starting already. EGMachine is really one of the best macro Zergs in this clan. Obviously, he is second to Idra, so it's going to be a sick game, hopefully, on Xel'Naga Caverns. I do like this map for Terran versus Zerg. It's the most fair one in my opinion. If you've been watching the GSL, you've probably seen tons and tons of Zerg players getting completely owned by Terran players on other maps such as Jungle Basin because they're so rigged. But anyways, forget that. We have a double barracks proxy location scouted by the drone, though. Terrible luck for Nam here. Wow. It's so unfortunate. This was definitely meant to be an all-in cheese that would cripple the Zerg EGMachine if he did not scout this, but luckily for him his drone did follow the right scout path to find this. Another popular place for these barracks is sometimes back here, but he's going to be going for the more obvious location. He's just going to follow through with it now, I guess. This SCV is no doubt going to be placing a bunker down somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know actually what's going to happen here. It does look like EGMachine is obviously not going to be going for his hatchery, however. With the threat of these barracks producing Marines, that is not a feasible strategy right now. And there goes the bunker on the high ground. So it's going to be one Marine so far, more are coming down, and now he's pulling the drones. Excellent move. Exactly what you want to do versus this. Pull a bunch of drones and take care of the SCVs. And there one is already down to less than half health. And three Zerglings do pop. There should be a fourth somewhere since they do come in pairs, and they do manage to get both the SCVs, forcing this bunker rush back slightly. I don't know if he's going to follow through with it anymore. 2 Marines and an SCV is definitely enough to take on these Zerglings. The 3rd Marine will easily turn the tide of the battle in the Terran's favor, regardless of micro. And it looks like he's just going to be pressing up while the Zerglings seem to be doing something down here. I don't know why they're out of position like that. Another bunker is being erected over here, and the Overlord is forced to back off. If he loses that could be absolutely huge. It will put him in the red supply. And these Marines are actually doing huge amounts of damage right now. Wow. Zerglings are dying left, right, and center. One spine crawler is being put up, and that's going to be instrumental. But these things take a boatload of time to build. Look at that, 50 game seconds. That's the same as a reactor, and we all know how long those take. And the other great thing about the spine crawler is it can actually outrange the bunker. The spine crawler has a range of, what is it? I think it's 7. I could be wrong about that. And I believe the bunker gives Marines, which normally have a range of 5, a range of 6. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not 100% sure. But I do believe EGMachine is going to be just dandy right now. With this spine crawler sieging up in position, he should be easily able to repel this. The barracks are still actually producing some more Marines, however. But at the ramp, we do see he has walled off with a 3rd barracks. Going to be forcing their... He's forcing that barracks to stop being constructed so that the SCVs can repair it. Now it looks like he's going to be getting that back underway. The Zerglings are going to be applying some decent pressure over here. Meanwhile, the Zerglings over here decide to just will the freak past that bunker, taking only a bit of damage from the Marines. And they should actually probably work on these barracks. No, looks like they're just going to go straight for the front. A sick strategy right now for the Zerg player would actually be to load up his drones back on the gas and go for a Baneling nest and totally bust this. There's nothing here. He could easily wipe out the main. It would be pretty sick. Looks like the Marines do make their way into the main now. They will be going for the hatchery first. I do like that. The drones have made their way over here, and now the Zerglings come back, and these should easily kill the Marines. Oh, wow, beautiful surround. Totally slaughtering those Marines as the Speedlings come in on creep. Pretty sick to see that, and this bunker is definitely history as well. Now, if I were him, I would have just salvaged that after I lost all the Marines, but I'm not a pro. I probably would have gotten nervous anyways. So he's going to be floating his barracks back, and wow! Holy crap! It looks like Nam may have heard me when I suggested the Banelings, because he is really fearing a Baneling bust. This is exactly what you want to do versus a Baneling bust. You make a ton of robust buildings behind your weak supply depots, so the Banelings can't just take that down and allow the Zerglings to flood through. Pretty sick, but that is not what NamhciR is going to be doing here. It looks like he's going to be throwing down a hatchery instead. Really going to throw Nam over here for a loop, as he is fully expecting a Baneling bust right now. The Zerglings are waiting out here, so that's always an option. He would probably want to throw on a Baneling nest soon anyways. We do see he's back on gas, so that is suggesting that he's going to go for Banelings. Possibly roaches. I just don't see what that would do, though, against such a... I just lost my train of thought. Forget it. Oh god, 2 starports. This could be a really nice transition. A double starport almost 100% of the time for Terran means that they're going to be going for double Banshee. And if this is not scouted by NamhciR, it could do insane amounts of damage. We see the only anti-air he's going to have are these queens. Now, that's fine if you have 1 starport, but if 2 starports are out, they're going to be dual-producing Banshees. We see the tech labs now coming out, and they can easily kill off queens even without Cloak. Cloak probably won't even be researched, actually. You can produce so many Banshees. And this barracks is actually providing a full scout right now for the Terran player, so he's going to know that these Banshees will do significant damage. We see the lair is just now being started, while 2 Banshees are already in production. Looks like he's not producing out of anything else. It looks like he's actually saving up for an expansion, which I really like. The Banshees will give you map control so that you can safely expand, because if your opponent moves out of their base, your Banshees can come in and just totally destroy everything. So it's really cool to see that. And there goes a Baneling nest. I believe that's going to be in the main, and if he was smart, he definitely waited till that barracks was out of range. I don't think he saw it. Nope, he didn't see any of the tech structures. Evo Chamber nor Baneling Nest. The Evo Chamber, by the way, is most likely going to be used to get some Spore Crawlers. Probably not going to be going for those upgrades quite yet. I have a feeling that NamhciR can actually predict that the Banshees are coming simply because he hasn't seen Nam move out here yet, and this is obviously a 1-base build. We do see 2 Banshees now. He's going to have to do his best to keep them hidden, but it actually looks like this Zergling might be in position to spot this. Oh, perfect! He's going to see the 2 Banshees coming. Absolutely sick, and he will know that he needs to mass produce some queens ASAP, or maybe throw up a Hydralisk Den. Oh, never mind. He's already got his Spore Crawlers up. Beautiful read. And the Spire. Wow, the Spire should actually do sick damage once he can get some mutas out. These don't do anything versus mutas, but in the meantime, they're going to full reign over this base. We see the queens just die so fast, and if he's out of range of the Spore Crawler, he should be able to do significant damage. Actually, he's even going to be researching that Cloak, which is almost done. Going to be useless, though. The Spore Crawler will provide vision of these Banshees, even if they cloak. He can only do damage at the peripheries of the base right now, and that's probably not going to be enough to economically cripple NamhciR, especially because he's such a great macro Zerg. And just as I say that, he gets supply plugs, so oops, little mishap there, but 4 overlords are on the way, going to help resolve that. Meanwhile, this Cloak Banshee is just going to be pecking away at the lair right now, going to be doing some damage. He should scout the Spire, so he knows that the mutas are coming, and that should signal to him he needs to throw up an engineering bay or an armory. Oh, looks like he's already got the engineering bay, so it is going to be the armory to get some Thors, most likely. 1 Thor at the main and 1 at the natural should be enough to cover you from Banshees. This one is actually still getting kills. I can't believe that's out of the Spore Crawler range. Are you kidding me? Range of 7 and it couldn't hit a Banshee right here? That's unbelievable. That's wrong. I can't believe that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. What the heck? I know that siege tanks with a range of 7 are over here practically sniping the units on the low ground. That's ridiculous. How could that have not been hitting? I'm perplexed, Blizzard. You gotta fix that. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. Zerg is already underpowered enough in this game, and it's mostly due to map imbalances more than anything. And this is just not helping. I know that patch 1.2 came out, but I'm just going to go on a little rant here. I would love to see another patch come out ASAP to just patch this. Terran is ridiculously overpowered on certain maps, and I'm just about sick of seeing a GSL where there's like 60% Terran players making it in a Code S, and then approximately, what was it, like 6 out of 8 in the top 8 were Terran. It's just ridiculous. They have to fix this stuff. It's really starting to irk me. I'm sorry I don't usually go on rants like this. Please forgive me. I'll just stop right now, actually. looks like the mutas have now popped out. They didn't manage to do any damage though, obviously because of the missile turrets. But he did manage to see the army, so he knows that this Thor is popping out. One Thor and 2 missile turrets will make this completely impenetrable, no doubt. And actually, he's got to sort of reduce the base clutter here. It's really preventing his units from efficiently getting out of here. And he's just now finally, Nam is finally getting up his expansion. Remember guys, Machine has been on 2 bases for so long now that he's going to have such a lead. If we look at the income, we can see he's out-mining the Terran player Nam so huge right now. He even over-transferred SCVs, it looks like. And he's almost mined out at the main. Supply drop has been called down here. Always a sign that you didn't macro 100% correctly because you did get supply blocks. So a little bit sloppy there from the Terran player. Not too impressed right now. I'd have to give, obviously, the huge advantage to Machine. He's got over 20 supply more than his opponent right now, and he's also got his 3rd base up and running. And as a Zerg, you need that extra base over your opponent to keep an advantage. And look at that, he's even double expanding. He's going to be throwing up 1 at the gold too. Absolutely sick. I love to see that play. He knows that, essentially, as Zerg, you know that one of your expansions is going to get taken out by this Terran ball. There's really no 2 ways about it. It just is going to happen. So by throwing 2 up, you really ensure that you're going to have 3 bases to your opponent's 2, regardless of what happens. So now he's pulled all the SCVs. This, I don't know if this is an all-in, but it sure looks like it. This is definitely all-in. I think he's investing everything into the last push here. Nam has got to do sick damage with this, but the Banshees are just going to get owned by these mutas. We can see they're already taking huge damage. Cloak's not going to work. You should have an Overseer around here somewhere. They are doing sick damage right now, but now the Zerglings and Banelings come in. If the Banelings hit the Marines, which it looks like they're going to do, they should be able to clean this up very easily. All the Marines go down except a few. 1 Thor is getting surrounded by the Zerglings. The Banshees are all that is left, but the Spore Crawler is providing vision, allowing those to go down. An Overseer as well. Everything gets cleaned up by this sick Zerg force. Wow, really cool actually. And it looks like he's going to be going to his other expansion. Pretty sick idea actually. Considering there's no detection here, it's really a good idea to pick off as many drones as possible. At this point, it does not matter. There's 41 supply to 102. Zerg remaxed immediately after he lost that force with his superior income from these 3 bases. And it looks like he's going to be reconstructing his 4th hatchery. It doesn't matter. I would expect a GG from Nam here any second now, really. He totally got outplayed in this game. His proxy racks were scouted, and it allowed the Zerg player essentially to prepare for that with that spine crawler and prevented the rush from succeeding. So really great job by EGMachine. He's probably just going to macro up for now and wait until the perfect moment to just finish off Nam with overwhelming force. You don't want to throw away units into this unless you know for sure that you're going to win. I have to say though, at 56 supply, EGMachine can usually crush this at any time he pleases. Just the mutas alone could probably attack move into this and still take out the Thor. It's going to be a pretty much overwhelming victory here for EGMachine, which is great. Finally, I get to cast a game where Zerg actually wins. I was getting so sick of that. Seeing Terran players, Protoss players just dominate Zergs. It's finally nice to see one actually turn in the favor of the Zerg players. So really sick. Honestly, Zerg is my secondary race, actually. I'm just going to start talking on tangents now, considering this game is pretty much over. So Zerg is my secondary race, and I'd really like to learn it a bit better, but I don't really feel like doing that until they fix the maps, because like I was saying, maps like Jungle Basin, Steppes of War, they're so ridiculously they essentially overpower the Terran and Protoss race. They make it so all-in strategies, like the one we just saw here, are so much more effective because of the short rush distances, inability for Zerg to take a 3rd base safely. It's really, really sad, actually, to see great Zerg players like NamhciR and Idra eliminated from the GSL by lesser Terran players, in my opinion. But still, it is the game, and we're going to have to wait it out and see what happens, because as of right now, it doesn't look like Blizzard's going to be doing much. The Banshees are cloaking, and these Banelings do come in and just totally own all those Marines there. The mutas might even have the magic box. They don't even care, actually. They're just going to attack, move into the Thors, slaughter it. GG, well played, calls Nam, and EGMachine takes this one in a completely one-sided game. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed that cast. I am sorry about my voice. Hopefully by the next cast it will be better. And once again, guys, thanks for watching, and hope you tune in again for another Daily Dose of Ownage.